Episode 4 and 5 might be the biggest deviations from the manga entirely. This feels like a huge change from both the manga and the anime. There are a lot of cuts, additions, and shuffles in these two episodes, so I'll try to keep it concise. I believe most of the changes were done to improve the pacing of the anime and keep it jam-packed. With that said, let's get started with episode number 4. First off, the biggest deviation is Onimaru summoning the demons. In the anime, Onimaru resurrects demons from his basement. This doesn't make sense in the manga because the basement is where the statues of the god of wind and the god of lightning are. Instead, he travels all the way to a secluded cave in Mount Fuji and pulls in
Arise.
Both the anime and the manga resurrect 8 demons, but in the manga, Onimaru has to sacrifice a creature for the demons to take form, which is why you see the demons assume an anthropomorphic appearance. He then hypnotizes the Japanese government instead of attacking it and taking over by force, like he does in the anime, and converts the Diet building into his castle where he terrorizes the city, while Gozaemon attacks Yaiba. In the anime, this is one of the bigger changes so far. In the manga, Yaiba is not attacked by Girozaemon and Heavy Otoko together. Instead, Yaiba is first attacked by Girozaemon and then defeats him, and then is again attacked by him when he kidnaps Sayaka. Between these two attacks, we see a small interaction between Yaiba and Onimaru when Miyamoto goes to see how powerful Onimaru is. Yaiba tags along and they get into a brief fight just before retreating. The main reason the scene was there is to let Yaiba and the gang know what Onimaru was up to, which I feel was achieved by Sayaka seeing the news report on her phone in the end of the episode. Next, the attack of Hebi takes place after a short time skip in winter, where Yaiba saves Girozaemon from Hebi, who later came to finish him off. After defeating Heavy Otoko, Miyamoto says that they need to go to Genryu Island. In the manga, they instead decide to go down the mountain because Hebi had destroyed their house. This is a slight change in the anime when Yaiba is taken over by the god of lightning and destroys their house. The anime also features a mysterious drone recording them, which is later revealed to be in the next episode as Kumo Otoko. So this episode covered 10 chapters in the manga, which is the most this anime has covered so far. And if you thought that last episode burned through monsters, get ready for episode 5 because this episode is jam-packed with a lot of monsters and is totally different from the manga. The episode starts off with Onimaru confronting his demons and introducing Kumo Otoko, whose calculator has been swapped out with a laptop. In the manga, he is a smart monster who excels at calculations, so him having a computer makes sense. We also get a short fight between Namekuji Otoko, who appears in the manga only for a chapter, which is chapter 29, right after Yaiba defeats Kumo Otoko in the manga. Yaiba even called Kumo Otoko Spider-Man one time. The rest of the episode mostly covers the nonsen, which is loosely based on 2 chapters, with one being chapter 35 of the manga. In that chapter, the crew visit a town which seems friendly at first, but later they realize they are trying to capture Miyamoto because he ate all their crops. This episode mainly adapts chapter 35, which mainly takes place in a nonsen. The anime omitted Kenjiro's appearance in the bathhouse, which was supposed to be the first time Miyamoto and Kenjiro met after a long time. It is here where we are introduced to the trio of monsters: the Star Monster, Hitore Otoko, the Mantis Monster, Kamakari Otoko, and Rand's Keychain, who soon becomes a recurring character in this manga, Namako Otoko. In the anime, we know that Yaiba is invited to a special onsen where he defeats the 3 monsters, with Namako Otoko joining them at the end of the episode. But in the manga, they don't visit a special onsen, instead they crash the bathhouse and begin to argue, unlike their anime counterparts, and this is when Yaiba escapes. The episode then ends with the strongest monster being sent out by Onimaru, which is... we'll just have to wait and see. This was a pretty big departure from the manga, and this actually had a lot of arcs switched up. Because the next episode is actually an arc that had happened previously before Yaiba defeated Kumo Otoko, the spider monster. The episode covers roughly 3 chapters of the manga, as well as bits later on, But this actually feels a bit more refreshing because in the manga, all the monsters return Juro 3 times, which kinda gets repetitive, so I understand why they simplified it into just one big confrontation with the monsters. The next episode is gonna be pretty fun, so I'll see you guys in the comments.